Hi, my name is Sandy. This is Joy Luck Coven, and this is the Volume 3 recap of the Saga series. Okay, so at the end of the second volume, they're camping out at Mr. Heist's lighthouse, right? They've been there for the past week. They're hiding upstairs, and downstairs, Prince Robot has showed up and just shot Mr. Heist in the leg and is vowing to stay there until the family shows up. Dun dun dun! Ooh! So very high tension. Everyone is still hunting for the family. New to the game, two journalists who are also looking for the notorious family and basically trying to meet every single one in their path. Met up with Alana's stepmom, who was originally someone her age, who then married and got with her dad, and so that's messy. The family meet the author, it kind of goes back in time a little bit to see the first meeting between the author and the family, and the author is basically a Cyclops. He's pretty much naked, almost naked, and super drunk, and definitely the first time meeting baby Hazel, Ralph's all over her. So definitely an intro. But he's the one that has planted this idea of peace, right? Between Landfall and Wreath, and was kind of the impetus for peace between Alana and Marco too, and the reason that they fell in love, because they believed in this idea of peace, and of love conquering all, and that war was unnecessary. I don't know if they would have been able to do that without initially being open-minded to that idea, but also to see it happen in the book kind of gave them motivation, right? Because sometimes fiction helps us make sense of our real life too, I think. So I thought that was really, really sweet. Okay, meanwhile, the Will, Gwendolyn, Slave Girl, who's renamed Sophie, and Lion Cat are all stuck on a planet waiting for repairs. The Will kisses Gwendolyn, who then punches him right in the face. Because consent is real and is a thing, and she explicitly says it. I love that. I love moments like that. I don't know why, but sometimes you're into it and you still need that question to be asked. You need consent for it to be explicitly there. So I love that. I love that in there. I don't know why that made me gave me so much joy, but that moment was really cute. Also, you can tell that she's into him. She's obviously into the Will, but there's a lot of drama there. He's still mourning the ex, and she's still seeking revenge on her ex. It's very messy. Anyway, so the family is hanging out with Mr. Heist in the lighthouse. They get along really, really well. Also, there's also tension with Mr. Heist and Marco's mom, which is also a little bit interesting because technically Marco's dad has only been, he's only passed away a few weeks, so it's still very new. But then, Sophie, who aka formerly known as Slave Girl, gets poisoned and then accidentally stabs the Will in the neck. So Gwendolyn is now trying to find Marco on her own to find a spell to try to save the Will, because the Will might die. Also, there's a hit that gets put out on the two journalists, right, that have been going all over the universe trying to track down the family, and it turns out it's the Brand, another freelance assassin, free agent assassin, who curses them, and that if they keep working on the story that they're gonna die. Turns out the Brand is free agent assassin the Will's sister. What? It seems like the freelance assassin world is very tiny. I'm just maybe I get it. There's not that many people in that line of work, but it's very, very small. It's incestuous. Like this is okay. Anyway, so the famine's at the lighthouse, the author's place. Prince Robot shot Dr. Heiss and is hiding out as the family shows up. Gwendolyn's on the way to find Marco and hopefully a cure for the will. Marco's mom ambushes Dr. Heiss and Prince Robot while they're kind of in a bit of a standoff, and then Gwendolyn shows up and accidentally kills I keep saying Dr. Heiss. Mr. Heiss. She accidentally kills Mr. Heiss. Can you believe it? Can you imagine walking into a house and then just like killing someone, and then all of a sudden you see like the woman that was supposed to be your future mother-in-law just like in horror at you, and you just like are like stunned, like, oh my gosh, I accidentally did something, I'm not supposed to be here. And then Marco's mom is pissed. So the woman that was supposed to be your, future mother-in-law is like then like pissed and injured. And then Prince Robot, he's a drone. He gets rebooted, right? Like, he is just like, boop, 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 we'll be back in a few minutes. His mind just, like, goes blank a little bit. Gwendolyn finds Marco and Alana on the roof. Okay. Gwendolyn begs Marco for, like, a cure or spell for the will, because, she's afraid that she's gonna lose the love of her life. And Gwendolyn admits that she, like, caught feelings for the will. See, like, she wanted to make out. It's just that, like, he needed to ask her and, like, clearance first, right? Like, that's normal. And then she's almost, like, so close to killing Alana, right? Because Alana represents, like, all the things that she's lost. But then Marco pushes Alana off the roof. And, like, this whole time, like, everyone has assumed that, like, Alana, she can't fly, but turns out she can fly. So like, she's holding Hazel, she flies, and she had no idea that like she could ever use her wings, or that she could fly ever. So like, she's such a badass. And then there's this really cute moment with like Marco and Alana where he's like, of course, I believe you can do anything that you want to do, or that you're capable of anything. And it's really cute. And then it just cuts to, they barely make it out alive, and oh yeah, Hazel now has her first steps. So that's volume 3. They're still running. The exes are still, all up in their business, and exes on exes on exes. It's so messy. And more loss, more people have died. Like Mr. Heiss, like the author, he's the one that planted the idea of peace for everyone. And like, he's dead because someone was vengeful. And, it's not even like she had the full like Gwendolyn didn't have the full story. She like just kind of like stormed into the room and just like killed whoever was the first person that she set eyes on. And like, that's like so sad, right? Because like, he's brought so much hope and peace into this world, into this universe through his book, but like just immediately murdered, which is like really sad and depressing. But I don't want to end on that sad and depressing note. I do want to, I think the thing I want to end on is like Marco and Alana, like they're not perfect, and like the context of their relationship is not perfect, but you see these really genuine moments of like, okay, it's not like they've like planned to be together or planned to start a family or planned to be the start of peace and a new world order where everyone can co-create and live in this shared world together. But in the moments where they are, sticking up for each other and guarding their family and believing in one another and supporting one another, it's really genuine. It's really beautiful. So amidst all this like heavy war, symbolism, racism, discrimination, death, grief, like their love is still what keeps them together this entire time, and is able to keep them alive. And so I think that that's a really beautiful thing. I don't know how I feel about the journalists. I gotta say, like, the journalist is kind of, they're like a new storyline. I don't know how I feel about them, but we'll see. I'm gonna stay patient. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that was volume 3. They're still on the run. Hazel just had her first steps. Mr. Heiss has passed away. The Stalk, even though she still haunts the will and all his nightmares, is still dead. Gwendolyn loves the will. Ooh, so much stuff going on. But yeah, that's volume 3 recap of the Saga series. My name is Sandy, and I'll see you for volume 4. Bye.